One satellite on Earth sends the signal up to a satellite in outer space, beams it to other satellites around the country, around the world. And that's the reason for them with the SOPA Act and coming now with this thing called the CISPA Act.
Right, and the PIPA, and the BIPA, and they got other ones that's in the works too. Because the government can give a damn about some damn file sharing, man. Hell, most times, who own these companies, these record companies and these movie companies? So-called Jews. Who are the one that leaks the files and leaks people's albums and movies and stuff like that? The same record company or the same entertainment company. So if they want to stop all the file sharing, then they'd stop it themselves because they're the ones that's doing it. So they don't give a damn about piracy and all that stuff. That's a bullshit guys.
So they
to cover up
legislation,
and basically to try to condition you people dummies into thinking, yeah, that's okay. Go ahead, take our freedom, violate our Fourth Amendment rights, to be secure on one's persons.
First Amendment right, everything.
The First Amendment right. They don't gave up the First Amendment right.
They're tearing the Constitution is totally just shredded.
But they're making the people give up their rights willingly.
Gladly.
Then they'll just sit there and come out and bring their horns out, man, and show you that they the real devil. You know, but go ahead. I don't know if there's more on that or that.
Yeah, it's a little more on that. It says, Amos 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right, and that's what all these other nations been doing. They've been all strengthening the armaments. They all been working on new technology for different type of missiles, nuclear missiles. All right.
It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Right, let the weak say, I am strong. And then pretty much that's what's happening. You got over there in India, they proclaiming they got missiles. You got over there in Iran, right, which was one time looked as a weak third world country. Now they boasting about their military might and the missiles that they got. All right, you got all these North Korea boasting. They do missile parades.
Yeah.
But while you over here in the United States doing a Macy's parade with a goddamn turkey,
Snoopy and shit,
rainbow colored turkey and some Snoopy and characters, they're over there parading their military might, their new missiles.
Yeah, trying them out.
Trying them out. That's right.
It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
Which are the angels. Because the angels are the ones that are going to work on the minds of men to make sure that this thing happens.
And then eventually, the angels are going to actually get into the battle themselves too, because the Lord said he's coming back with a host of angels, man.
That's right.
Okay, the Lord's coming back with a host of angels, so they're going to actually get it in with these other nations.
Because you know what? The mighty ones, the angels, they got to come down because they got to deliver us.
Yes,
they got to deliver us from this destruction, this massive destruction that has never been seen in the entire time of the earth itself. So the angels are going to come down and they're going to deliver us.
Yep.
You know, that's part of what that's talking about too.
Yep.
Go ahead, brother.
It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right. Let the heathen be wakened and let them come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Most High's judgment. Yahweh's judgment.
Right.
And that's where that judgment is going to take place, right there in the Middle East.
Yep. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Right, the Lord is going to get, the Most High going to get everybody. And with one nice strike, whop, he's going to get everybody.
Yep. So, verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Right, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. The ones that are going to put in the sickle are the angels, like I said before.
Yep.
When you read, I believe it's, is it Matthew's, the 25th chapter?
Yeah, gather.
Where it speaks about the gathering and it talks about the reapers.
Yeah.
The reapers being the angels. And the angels are going to separate the sheep from the goat.
Matthew 25.
Right. Where the sheep And the goat is the so-called white man and the other nations. Mainly the so-called white man. But the other nations are included in that because the harvest, like it says, is the end of the world. So the reapers coming to harvest the crop, which is who? The elect of Israel. The elect of Israel is going to be taken from wherever they're at.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, that's true.
And that's how it's going
to go down.
Yeah.
That's right.
In the midst of all of this going on.
Yep. And as a footnote too, it says, "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe." Right? I was just thinking about this. Now, what's the ancient symbol for the ancient country of Russia? It was on their flag.
Sickle.
The sickle.
Yeah.
So it's all spiritual.
Yeah, because in other words, we in that time. That's why you got these other nations, basically waking up and magnifying themselves and speaking. Now people are starting to speak, whereas before this never happened, man. These other nations, everybody feared America. That's why America is so proud. But now it's, pretty much everybody they ain't really afraid of them no more, man.
That's Isaiah 14.
Yep.
Thou become as weak as weak.
Yep.
Now these other nations, they got the bomb just like you got the bomb.
Yep.
And you ain't the big bad bully on the block no more. America's not the bully it used to be back in the 50s.
Yep.
But,
it says, "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, and the fats overflow."
right, that's talking about the press is full and the fats overflow. It's talking about the wine press. When you stomp the grapes. So the press is full, so somebody got to stomp them grapes to push that wine out, to get that wine.
Yep. And the grapes are gonna be the people.
Exactly.
And the wine gonna represent the bloodshed.
Yep.
And the wine press is America, and also too over there in the Middle East, over there in the land of Israel.
That's the wine press.
Meaning it's full. Meaning, in other words, you're gonna have all the nations are all gonna be gathered over there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
and the Lord. That's why the Lord said. And it was
Isaiah 63.
63 and 1.
Yep.
He's going to tread through the wine press. He's going to have a white garment.
Yep.
He's going to be filled with red. Matter of fact, if you could get that real quick, man.
Okay.
That's what it is. Like Brother Dotba said, things going to get stomped out. Meaning it's going to get stomped out by the Lord. How by Shemi Hawashai and the holy angels. They're going to come and they're going to tear. See, and right now, you got these devils making these stupid ass movies. They're still making movies. I think the next one was what, Battleship or Battlefield or whatever.
Yeah, Battleship
Is the next one. Liam Neeson.
Where they fighting the so-called aliens.
Yeah.
Which are the angels of the Most High.
Which is the Navy. The naval fleet is battling them over the water or whatever.
Over the water, and then they got which in your dreams, man, you wish it would go down somewhat like that. You motherfuckers are gonna get annihilated, man.
Yep. Liquefied.
You gonna get annihilated. Without all the technology that you think you have, you still haven't amounted to an ounce of the brilliance and grace of the Most High's chariots, man. All right, and you know it. You got all these different cosmic weapons, Star Wars program, this laser, that laser, this and that.
Antimatter.
Yeah.
Different types of
Who gave you that technology?
The Most High gonna make you into antimatter.
Yep.
That's what the nuclear bombs is.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate antimatter gun.
So this is Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments?"
Right, Edom, which is the so-called white man. Right now, the so-called white man is what? He's occupying America, what's today called America in these times. And he's also occupying over there in what is called Israel, which is really our homeland. So the Lord is going to come from there. But
It says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?"
right, that's talking about the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Remember, he said in Revelations 1 and 7, or it says that every eye shall see him, even they that pierced him.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
"This that is glorious in his apparel."
Right, this that is glorious in his apparel. Meaning when the Lord come, when you see the sky covered with all those chariots, and those things are bad, man.
Glorious, yeah.
Yeah, that's glorious apparel. And the way they move, they move so gracefully in the way that the Lord designed them, man. It's just beautiful, man. There's nothing other lights on this earth. Nope.
Yep.
Right?
It says, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
In the greatness of his strength, those are the chariots.
Yep.
And you know what? Even though you fucking devils got your vertical trap set up, you got your weapons in outer space, the Star Wars program. Because really, when the scriptures speak about when thou set thy nest amongst the stars, that's why I bring thee down. When you look up the word nest is talking about weapons. When you look up the word nest in the dictionary, most people think it's talking about a bird's nest, which in one aspect, but a nest is also speaking about a bunch of weapons. Stockpile of weapons.
Yeah.
So your nest is up there. That's what the space station is up there for. You got certain satellites up there with lasers and rockets and things on them to try to fight against the second coming of the Lord. That's what all that was set up for.
Yeah.
And now you got this thing called Project Bluebeam, which that's been going on since the 80s. Since like they've been doing that since like the 80s. We heard about Project Bluebeam in the early 90s, and you know now you got people using it with Tupac on stage. It's a hologram machine. Right. You ain't gonna be able to make a hologram of the angels and fool people with a hologram that these are UFOs. It's just a hologram. It's not gonna be a hologram. All right, it's gonna be the real deal. It's gonna be Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, like the scripture said, traveling in his greatness, which is those chariots. The Lord is coming back majestic. He's coming back powerful. And like the brother Elder Manatazak said, it's going to be unlike anything that you have seen on this earth.
Yep. That's right.
It's going to be quite the event.
That's right. That's right.
In which you're going to get a foot put in your ass. A holy angelic foot is going to be put sideways in your fucking ass, Esau.
It says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right, who's that talking about? That's talking about the Lord. Yep. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Like Elder Taladoc said earlier, they're going to come so they can deliver us up out of this hell.
That's right.
Mighty to save, man.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat?
Right, because if you sit there and tread in a wine press, you're going to get the blood of the grape all over you, man. You're going to have grape stains, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Wine stains, grape stains, whatever.
All over your garment. Yep.
All over your garment. So the Lord is going to have, which symbolizes all the killing that he's going to do. It's going to be like a man that went crazy in the wine press and got his whole self covered with blood, with the blood of the grape.
Yeah.
But that's how much, you know, the Lord is going to be bloodthirsty when he comes there, man. And he's going to just be killing you, man.
Yep.
And like what this brother is saying, an example of that, again, we always bring this up. The movie War of the Worlds, the remake that Steven Spielberg did with Tom Cruise. When the chariots started attacking and it decimated the entire U.S. military, the Russian military, everybody's military was totally debilitated. Then they started grabbing the people up and putting them in a grinder in the chariot and sprinkling their blood and remains all over the land everywhere. That's an example of them being tread in the wine press. That's what the movie was showing. So you always make mention of these movies to give you a visual aid of what the scripture is talking about. And like we always tell you, Hollywood, all of their stories, they always usually get them from the Bible.
Yeah,
just put another twist to it.
Put a twist on it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. It says Isaiah 63:3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger.
Right, meaning the so-called white man's army ain't gonna be able to touch the Lord, man. They ain't gonna be able to, with all that weaponry and billion-dollar aircrafts they got, fighter jets, this fighter jet, that fighter jet. They ain't gonna be able to do shit to the Lord, man. Sit there and, like the scripture said, they're gonna get beaten to powder.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's why this thing is so important. What's happening with Russia? How they're setting their troops up.
Yep. It says, for I will trample them in mine anger and in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
Woo. Look at that. The Lord said the day of vengeance is in his heart, and the year of his redeemed is come. Meaning, he's the redeemer, and we're the ones that are going to be redeemed.